What's going on, guys? It's Red Bull Tanker, and welcome back to Historical Board Gaming's The Korean War. This is turn 2, and quite a bit has happened, so let's get rolling. All right, North Korea. All right, North Korea started with 28 IPC. They did the same purchase as turn 1. 2 infantry, 2 artillery, 2 tanks, and 2 supply. They launched combats this turn into Incheon and Chuncheon, or Chuncheon. I can't ever say that one. That one's kind of a word twister for me. I also didn't put a marker on Incheon. So for Incheon, the South Koreans had 2 infantry defending. They were both wiped out and got no hits. And then in Chuncheon, the South Koreans had a infantry that got killed and did not get any hits. So South Korea failed in their roles. Non-combats, the North Koreans continue to move their forces south to help continue the assault down into the south. And then at the end of the turn, they collected 32 IPC. And am I missing anything? No, then they just deployed other forces at Pyongyang. China with 10 IPC only purchased a fighter this turn, did no other movements, and collected 10 IPC. South Korea had 30 IPC. They bought 10 infantry, conducted 1 thing of combat. They did the artillery barrage and used their artillery to fire into Incheon. They targeted one of the North Korean infantry, and they scored a hit. And during the artillery barrage, if you score a hit, the killed unit cannot shoot back. So the South killed one of the North Korean infantry staging here in Incheon for the attack on Seoul. That was their only attack. Non-combat, the South continues to move its forces north to get up to Seoul. And then, like I said, they dropped 10 infantry in Seoul, and then their tank from the reinforcements landed in Busan. All right, the United States had 50 IPC to spend. They bought 3 infantry that they're actually flagging as the 1st Marine Division. They bought an artillery, a tank, a fighter, and 2 transports. The U.S. had 3 combats this turn. First, the 24th Infantry Division's artillery in Osan shot into Incheon, trying to kill another infantry. It missed, and then the North Korean return shot missed as well. Up here, the 25th Division's artillery attempted to shoot at an infantry here in Chochon. That missed, and the North Korean return fire, counter battery fire, knocked out the 25th Infantry Division's artillery here. And then finally, the U.S. strategic bomber attempted a strategic bombing raid on Pyongyang, but unfortunately was shot down by the inherent AAA from the factory. So the Allied air arm has been weakened quite a bit already on turn 2. Non-combats, the U.S. didn't really... the U.S. Brought their fleet back from Season 6, brought them back down to Busan, and then deployed their forces, the 1st Cavalry and 1st Armor, and their forces deployed at Busan. The UN once again had 20 IPC to spend. This time they bought a Gloucester jet, an infantry, and an artillery. The UN did do 1 combat. They also used their artillery to shoot into Chuncheon. However, the UN fire and the counter battery fire missed their targets, so there were no casualties through that artillery barrage. So the UN lucked out there. On the non-combat, they took their transport from Season 6, brought it down back to Season 4, and then that was it. And then they deployed their transport here in Season 3, and then dropped their 2 infantry and tank in Gwangju. Yes, Gwangju. And then, like in the first game, you can only deploy forces For the UN, it's on these two positions, and then for the US, it's here at Masan and Pusan. All right, so going up, so as you can see, North Korea went up 4 IPC to 32. The South went down 4 to 26. China, the UN, and the US have not moved. Turn 2, I should have done at the beginning, takes place between August and September 1950. And then over here on the territory chart, the Allies now only hold 17 territories to the North's 20. Sorry for my dogs. All right, so that is going to be it for turn 2, and we will see you guys next time for turn 3. So until then, guys, as always, take care.